What's up, y'all? Oops, hold on, where's my mic? What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing on this day? I have some technical. Okay, where's my other? Let me see. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to get the other piece to my microphone, man. How's everybody doing? It's actually raining a little bit today. So yeah, so that's what's happening right now. Hey man, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you guys. I'm listening to this trial, and I'm being fair. Jane Doe gotta go get a job, man. That's the theme of this. That's what should have happened in the beginning. So what happened was, she saw an opportunity, but the opportunity probably was a little deeper than she thought it was gonna be. She hears this rich man, and now she's with this rich. I can see both sides. I can see why people say she fell into a trap and she's a victim. I can see it. I'm gonna explain it. It's kind of complicated. Like I said, my immediate reaction is she need to go get a job. However, she's in a opportunity of a lifetime. There's a lot of competition when you're dating Puff. As far as from a female perspective, there's a lot of competition, and she don't want to lose her position. So, however she got him, right? She got to keep it like that. That was the dilemma she was going through. Do she blow this man off and he got millions of dollars, or do she just play her position and just stick with it? Because that's what she did. She's kind of a victim, and she's kind of not at the same time. Because she a grown woman. She knew what she was getting herself into. I don't know. Actually, I don't think she know how deep it was going to be, because he loved these freak offs. I don't think she realized how that was going to be. But I'm just looking at this, right? Let me put that on right now because for the trolls. But I don't think she realized how deep it was going to be, like with these freak offs. But she kind of knew too, because she said in her testimony that they were sitting there watching adult videos, and he was expressing to her his desires, his wants and desires. Okay, but she was like, okay, this is his wants and desires. I need to keep this man. So I'm going to go ahead and go along with it, thinking it was going to be something taboo. That's what she said. Like, it's taboo, right? But it's only going to be every now and then. That's what she thought. But it wasn't like that. It was like every opportunity he get, She said it was so frequent, it happened either every week or every other week. Whenever he had free time, he'll hit her up for a hotel night. That's the relationship she had with him. And she continued with it because this is my belief, because she didn't want to lose somebody to have access to millions of dollars that can upgrade her life in a blink of an eye. This becomes complicated when you're dating somebody with a lot of money. I have dated people that had more money than me, but not millions of dollars. They had more money than me. And I'm not going to like jeopardize my integrity and my beliefs just because I don't want to lose access to the benefits that come with her, or the benefits that come with. I look at it like this with dating. This whether you're a male, female, whatever you identify yourself as, right? Certain people you date, they have different things that you unlock according to their talents. You might date somebody that know how to that's really gifted in the culinary arts. And that's a benefit that you receive by dating that person. That person knows how to cook. That person might could teach you a few things about the kitchen that can upgrade your life. People can upgrade your life just being around you. Okay? They can upgrade your life just being just the fact that they're around you. Now, I have to take this from the male perspective, but with females, you might date a guy that has a lot of money, and you're automatically going to be attracted to that. I don't care what they say. You know, at least he's financially secure. I know one woman, I heard her over saying at the Diddy trial, she only date people that's well established. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you're dating somebody that's well established and has millions of dollars, you're not, more than likely, if they're single, you're not going to be the only one and the only female in their life. And you have to deal with that. And a lot of women are willing to deal with that, guys. Just like with Diddy's situation. He was out and open with the women he was dating. He was really into the polyamorous lifestyle. But for certain women, it was one way. They weren't really into the polyamorous lifestyle, but they were willing to deal with the polyamorous lifestyle because of who he is. That's all. And then they caught feelings and they wanted to be the only one. Like Cassie, she wanted to be the only one. But she's not the only one, and he wasn't lying to her from the beginning. He was dealing with people when he dated her, and she knew that. When she went into the relationship with him, she knew that he had somebody else. So do you really feel sorry for her? She started dating him knowing that publicly he's messing with somebody else. But she was willing to play her position because of the lifestyle that he has. Make no mistakes about it. She left Ryan Leslie because she upgraded. In her mind, she was upgrading. Even though she was young, in her mind, she was upgrading. That's why she left Ryan Leslie for him. Okay? Now, if it was a regular Joe Schmo that came along, she wouldn't have left Ryan Leslie for him. She wouldn't have left Ryan Leslie for me. Somebody has to be real here, because somebody on the jury might be thinking this. And if they thinking this, it's going to be a hung jury. If they're thinking this, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a hung jury. Because they're not willing to put him away for the rest of his life off the mistakes of other women. Because as it stands right now, if I was on the jury, you guys better best believe you lucky I'm not on the jury, because I'll be voting not guilty on everything. You have to be real here so this mistake won't happen again. Young women, you got to learn from this mistake. If you date a man that has millions of dollars and he's into the polyamorous lifestyle and he's not lying to you he's not saying that you guys are exclusive. If you have to be willing to deal with that and the consequences that come along with it. Once he show his hand as being violent, we have to learn from this situation. Situations are put before us so we can learn. So we can learn from the situation. So if you meet somebody, he has millions of dollars, he has power, and he has multiple women, and you're willing to deal with that, but then he's also violent, you're going to have to leave and you're going to have to contact the authorities moving forward so we can learn from this situation. Okay? We have to learn from this situation here. They made some crucial mistakes. Now, I know what people saying, well, I was scared of his power and he had power. Well, why did he kept pleading with people not to call the police then if he had so much power? He could just do what he do and not care if you call the police. Why did he spend $100,000 for the hotel video? Because he said he didn't want TMZ getting access to it. Because it was an illusion of power. He really doesn't have power in this country if you know better. If you know, you know. He really didn't have any power. They gave him a false sense of security like he had power. But he didn't have power because if you pay close attention, he did all he can to keep things private. If he had power, the powers that be will automatically have his back. So when you go to the police, nothing will happen to him. But if you go to the police, 9 times out of 10, something is going to happen to him. If the local police don't handle it, go to the FBI. Because they got a file on him anyway. I bet you they do. So why don't you go to them anyway? Go to the marshals or go to somebody. Can y'all, if anybody can hear me, press 1. So, because we have to be very clear here on what happened. Thank you, Howard. You said money does, yeah, money does that to people. That's what I'm talking about. Because he had access to money, they were willing to put up with hell and back. They were willing to deal with hell because he had money. So they traded in money to be abused. They did. And I'm not willing to put him away for the rest of his life because of that. They made mistakes. She even put her family through it. All because he had money. She could have easily went away, walked away. I know people say it's not easy. He had money. That's why she didn't want to give up the lifestyle. She didn't want to give up the lifestyle. She wouldn't have put up with that with me. Everybody in here that's listening right now, we all can 100% agree on this. She would not have put up that with me. Cassie, she would not have. Or Jane Doe. She would not have put up with that stuff for me. But if I had the money he had, more than likely he probably would have. I don't even think they loved Puff. They loved his money. They didn't love him. They didn't love him. They did not. Or actually, let me take that back. Love is different things for everybody else. Love is subjective. What is love to you? These women didn't have nothing going on for themselves. They weren't working. They were living off his money. And I know what people are saying, they are victims. Yeah, I do, but yeah, they are victims at the same time. They are, because he didn't have to do what he did to them. So yes, they're victims at the same time. They are. I have to submit to that. They are. Because he shouldn't have put his hands on Cassie. And what he was doing with Jane Doe, he was having mental gymnastics with her. He was playing with her mentally. And sometimes people argue that mental is worse than physical. He had a mental game going on with her. You know how I know? On her birthday, he literally scarred her for her life. Every time her birthday come, she's going to have a memory that she do not want to have. And I believe he did that on purpose. So I'm not taking up for him. I'm about to get on him now. I'm about to get on him in a second. What he did to Jane Doe, every year, annually on her birthday, she's gonna remember what he did. She's gonna remember what he did to her. Now she could have easily said no, but you got to understand the circumstances. We're not in her shoes, and he was financing her lifestyle. So she felt compelled because she said it on the stand. I did it to make him happy. So she put herself aside for a second. It was her birthday. Your birthday only comes once a year, 365 days, right? Every 365 days you get a birthday. So he ruined that for her, and he did it on purpose. I'm telling you 100% for a fact, he did that on purpose because he's a very sadistic person. I'm being real. I don't care if his supporters know this. I have to let you know because I'm real. He's very sadistic. He did that on purpose. He wanted to ruin her birthday on purpose. That's what happened. And I'm gonna tell you something. Here's a give or take situation. I keep saying this, that the most important people in that courtroom is the jury, or the jurors, not me. My opinion doesn't matter. But if they're pissed at him, they already got their mind made up. Promise you. If they got in their mind that they want to teach him a lesson, it doesn't matter how good his attorneys are. They have their mind made up. So I'm giving it to you from every angles. I'm not trying to be all over the place with it, but I'm giving you every angle here. If they want to teach him a lesson, they have their minds made up already. They probably thinking about their daughters. He has to be careful because they might be laughing and shaking their head at him, but they might be thinking, yeah, I'm laughing with you, but you ain't gonna be laughing after I finish with you. Because if I had my mind made up about him, right, I'll sit there and nod my head and smile at him in court, but I'm gonna get the last laugh though. He's not gonna be laughing after I finish with him. So he better hope that they're not thinking that. Let me tell you something. I have to put myself in his shoes for a minute. I know he's scared. He has to be. So let me just say this real quick. Y'all got to hear me out for a second. I'm not just bashing Cassie. I'm not bashing her, and I'm not. When I say what's her name should have got a job, that's true. She should have got a job, and she got one now. She got OnlyFans. And let me tell you this: I don't knock people for having OnlyFans because she's a very attractive woman. She can make a lot of money on OnlyFans. Make no mistakes about it, and it's a business. It might not be a business that you agree with, but the shit, if you can make 40,000 a month or whatever, that's a good business. I don't knock people for having OnlyFans because I guarantee you right now, her OnlyFans went through the roof. I guarantee you she's gonna make a lot of money this month. I almost guarantee you that. I don't knock her for being on the stand. That's a good business move for her being on the stand. Okay, because she has something going on and she can make a lot of money now. So I'm not knocking her for that. Now, if the jury, if they say, because if the jury, they're not rich like he is, he has to be careful with his nodding and stuff because they might think it's privilege. Hear me out. So his people need to hear me out here. So you can tell him to change his vibration because they might, because if I had this belief about him, I might be like, you know what? I'm gonna teach his rich ass a lesson. The hell with the evidence. I'm gonna teach his rich ass a lesson. So yeah, I'm gonna act like I'm not in an agreement with him, but I'm gonna have the last laugh when that verdict come out. And I'm gonna walk off and I'm gonna sit there and smile when I'm walking off back to the deliberation room when it's all said and done. He better hope they're not thinking that. They're not as rich as him. They don't have the privilege he has. They didn't have the privilege he has that he has still. They don't the average person, we can't afford a Tenny Garagos or a Mac or Agnifilo or a Brian Steele. Most of us can't spend $2 million for a Brian Steele or a Nicole Westmoreland. I'm being real for 1 second. We gotta be real a minute. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to entertain you for this. I'm being real. He's in trouble. He's in trouble because I could do a poll right now. Most of you are gonna say that he's gonna be found guilty on something. I don't even have to do a poll anymore. I already took the poll. So you guys represent the jury. Did you know that? You guys represent the jury. You guys are important too. I always say the jury, we always have to provide the disclaimer. The jurors currently on his trial, they're the most important people. But you guys represent the jury because that could have easily been one of you guys sitting in their place. So the majority of you say he's going to be found guilty. Some of you say he's going to be found guilty on everything. Most of you said it's going to be found guilty on something. If he's found guilty on something, he's going to have to do a significant amount of time at 56 years old. So any way you look at it, it's going to be an uphill battle to try to get out of this. Uphill battle. I mean, he can have some action in the appeals, maybe or maybe not. But guys, I'm going to tell you something. Somebody out there want to teach him a lesson, and they're not playing with him. They're not playing. I don't care how many distractors they get. I'm not saying they're getting distractors, but there's a lot of distractors out there. I want to let the distractors know this because I know they're listening. I know they listen. I'm going to give you guys, what's up, Firefly? What's up, everybody? I want to be clear for all his distractors. Nothing y'all can do. There's nothing y'all can do. That place is heavily fortified. You guys can just sit there and screw face all you want to. That place is heavily fortified. Just like that old loudmouth ass no good at woman that I just made a video on, that MTA lady, her job about to get called. She don't know that. Her job about to get called, man. And the videos are going to be sent to her job. I know that for a fact because I know somebody that's getting ready to do it. Somebody is using their lawyer to do it. I heard that Friday. They said they're tired of her, and we're going to go ahead and get our attorneys to send all these videos to her union and the MTA, and we're going to get her fired. So she want to sit up there and act a fool. She's not a fool, guys. I'm going to tell you something. She's acting. She's actually not crazy. She's acting. But I believe somebody has put a battery pack in her back to go do it. Now, she made a mistake. She made a very crucial mistake by coming there with her uniform on and her ID. Did you know somebody snapped a picture of her ID and zoomed in, and we got the ID number on her ID? Did y'all know that? That's why when she do her thing, she covers up her ID with her hand. Go look at the videos. She's not stupid. She's covering her ID for a reason, but her dumb ass is wearing the ID on her on her neck. She's a dummy. If you're gonna do something, don't wear your uniform and don't come in there with your ID, dummy. Don't do that. Okay? All skin folk ain't kin folk. She's not no kin folk to me, because she sat there and looked at me. Dude, are we related? I said, no, we're not related. I said, you're gonna back up and you're gonna get out of my face because everybody's not playing with you, and I'm not playing with you. I said it in a very calm voice. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. You put your hands on me, that'll be the last time. I will lay your ass out. Stop playing with me. Do not put your hands on me, because she acted like she was getting ready to punch me. I said, you lay your hands on me, now it's self-defense. Now it's self-defense now. Now I got you. So you better calm down. And her ass backed up too. I said, I was trying to help you, lady. I said, because that man was getting ready to put his hands on you. So, but somebody out there, they said, hey man, I got her. We getting our lawyers on her. We're gonna get her out of here. Somebody's thinking about filing a restraining order on her. So that's what happened with her. So, but what I do recommend for people, that content creators out there, just ignore her and walk away from her, because things are in place now to make sure that she's not around there anymore. Either they contacted her job or something. Yeah, Max versus the MTA pay per view, because that's what she is. She's paid per view. But I just wanted to say that on the back end real quick, so his camp can know that y'all got the wrong one. Y'all got the wrong one because he's making you look bad. She's making you look bad because now she's wearing the Free Puff hoodie. She's making you look bad, sir. She's making you look all the way bad, and the media is making fun of her. They're not laughing with her. They're laughing at her. And so I just want to say that right there. But Diddy is all the way in trouble. because we don't know how the jury is taking this. They might be thinking, I'm going to teach this rich MFer a lesson. A lesson. I'm going to teach this rich MFer a lesson that he'll never do this again. I'll find him guilty on everything. That's what they may do. Just because they nod in his head. Listen, did you know I watched a trial before where the jury was smiling at the defendant? You know, laughing with him. I said, oh, damn, it's going to be a hung jury. They found him guilty on everything and recommended death. I said, oh my God. I thought he reached one person on that jury. But see, it's not about that. So we have to go back for a second on the jury instructions. They're going to be read jury instructions. So there's a certain way that they have to deliberate this case. Has the state met their burden? The government met their burden on the criminal enterprise. There's certain parameters that they have to look at, and then go from there. He better hope that they go by the book and hope that they're not going off emotions. Because if they're going off emotions, they might be wanting to teach him a lesson. Yeah, we'll sit there and nod at you and laugh and stuff because certain stuff in the trial might be funny. But at the end of the day, they might want to teach you a lesson. Now, I don't like the fact that he acted like he was so privileged that he can put his hands on somebody's child. I don't like that. Trust me, I don't. I don't like that part. I don't care whether she was going with him for the money or not. He shouldn't have put his hands on her. I'm talking about Cassie. He shouldn't have put his hands on her. Because somebody tried to put their hands on my mother years ago, and I had to come there 3 o'clock in the morning, and the whole damn city police was called on me. He never did it again. Never did it again. This was years ago. Never did it again. Okay? But everybody is not like me. And I don't like the fact that he put his hands on somebody's child and somebody's mother. That's somebody's mother now. That she has to deal with that for the rest of her life. And he didn't have to do that. But he did. So he can't take that back now. He did it. They sat there and said that he's a criminal enterprise. That's what they label him as. If he loses his trial, they're trying to take everything from him. That's how serious this is. Okay? I'm more in agreement with Sammy the Bull. I think they shouldn't have labeled him a criminal enterprise. But however, I'm not the prosecutors. I'm not a lawyer. They know more than me. But people are saying now, well, Max, well, we hear what you're saying, but I think they kind of proved the predicate acts. If we go by the definition, they may have. They may have. I know that he was in court, James. He was watching on. And you see what Ramona said? Kylie said the clear people already decided what's going to happen to them. They just have to go through the process. Stop stressing yourselves over this. We're not stressing. So what do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about Weinstein? You want me to talk about Bill Cosby? You want me to talk about the upcoming Olympics in a couple of years? What do you want me to talk about? This is just something in pop culture that we're talking about that people are interested in. We're not stressing over this. I'm not facing eternity behind bars. He is. I'm not stressing over this. I'm not facing a whole eternity behind bars. He is. None of us is not. We're not. None of us are affected over this. It's just something to talk about. You said, Bowie Girl is a friend of yours. Tune in. Hey, how you doing, Bowie Girl? Welcome. Welcome. I'm not getting upset, Ramon. What do you mean I'm getting upset? I have to talk. Look, I can't talk like this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Let me y'all will fall asleep. I'm already told that I'll be putting people to sleep. So I got to talk a certain way to keep the energy going. I'm not upset. Eyes, Carlton, eyes. You see what I'm saying? I'm not getting upset, but I got to talk a certain way so I won't put y'all to sleep. Because I got a voice that'll put you to sleep. So I gotta come with the energy. I gotta change my vibration. No, I'm not upset over this. However this go, I'm not upset over it. If he gets off on all charges, I'm not upset with it. At least he going to live with his normal life again and hopefully learn from this. No, the jury is not bought. Nope. I know what you mean by that, Chantel, because she said that they already got it in. Because what you're trying to say is, Chantel, well, no, the jury decides this. Unless you think that the jury was bought. No, the jury is not bought. But they are pretty diverse, though. They are. And I'm going to tell you something. Seeing the jury walk in, that is the jury. Guys, they act like the jury. It's just when they walk in, the vibration change. I can't explain it. They walk in unison, dog. And they walk in as a team, man. It's like it's like I feel like that's the team. Yeah, they walk in like they're the A team. Like we're here to look at this. That's the way they walk in. They walk in with their heads up, guys. I listen, I'm sitting here. I have to give you let me stop for a minute. I have to give you the backstory as well because I'm documenting this so I can write about this trial later on my experiences. Guys, when the jury walk in, they demand attention when they walk in. Every last one of them walking with their heads up. You said no disrespect, but you have a very soothing voice. Thank you, Dolores. You can sit up here and get me blushing. Then she don't Dolores trying to change my vibration. eyes, eyes, eyes. Now I know you guys like why do I keep saying eyes? You said is the jury young or old? They're mostly older. But let me tell y'all where I'm getting eyes from real quick, because I know Firefly and them like, what the hell is he talking about? So let me tell you real quick. Diddy had a Drink Champs interview. It's the Drink Champs host is Noriega. He's a rapper. He used to be a rapper. And one of Diddy artists was on there, Jadakiss, his former artist, Jadakiss, and this other rapper, Fabulous. And then it was when Diddy was on the Drink Champs, Nori has all this liquor on the table. So Puff was in there getting his libations on. And he kept taking shots. He said, yeah. He said, I like how you doing that, daddy. I like how you doing. I like how you scrambling and scraping. So whenever you hear us say scrambling and scraping, we getting it from that. But he said, I also like to look at your eyes when we take a shot. He said, eyes, eyes. Every time Diddy took a shot, he said, eyes. He took his shades down so he can look at his eyes. He won't look into a man's eyes when they taking a shot together. So he say, eyes, eyes. So anytime, guys, somebody blurt that out in the chat, that's what we're talking about. Just to give you all a disclaimer. Okay, the link gives you a snapshot of the jury. So Firefly provided you that link right there to give you a snapshot. Eyes, Cyrus, eyes, eyes. Okay, remember Firefly? Remember the video? We have another inside joke, Firefly. I don't know if you remember this, because see, I had to update her because I haven't seen her since Moses built the ark. Okay, but she remembered that video. Remember Change Your Vibration, Firefly, that video with him dressed, he dressed up. Sometimes we do that too. That's why I say we need to change our vibration. Anyway, I gave you all that disclaimer. Getting back to the jury. Eyes, guys, eyes. Because, yeah, so the jury, when they walk in, guys, I get goosebumps when they walk in. They command attention. I've never seen that in a jury before. Never seen it. They command everything gets silent when they come in. Even in the overflow room, everything is silent. Eyes, Dolores, eyes, eyes. Because Puff said when he like take a shot, he like looking a man eyes. So every time he kept taking a shot, he looked at Noriega and say, eyes, eyes. Okay, so when they come in, guys, you can hear their footsteps. It's almost like they're an army. Guys, I can't explain it, man. It's almost like they're an army. They're walking in unison, guys. I never seen it. They're looking at people when they walk in. They're like, yeah, what's up? That's how they looking. What's up? We here. The A team is here. We here for justice. That's how they look, man. They slow. It's slow and deliberate the way they walking. I've never seen nothing like that. They walking in like stormtroopers. Eyes, Firefly eyes. Let me see your eyes. Okay, so they walking in like stormtroopers, man, and everybody is quiet when they walk in. But when they walking in, they looking. It's almost like you ever seen a team? What's the last team? I don't know. I don't know how to explain it when all great people come together. What does that mean? When they all come together for a moment in time and they all great. That's what they seem like. Max on the beat. Max on the beat. Eyes, Cyrus, eyes. Change your vibration. They like the Avengers. Whatever you call, yeah, the Avengers. It's like they coming in, guys, they all diverse. And it seemed like they got each other's back. They not saying that, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel, man. It's a conglomerate. Yeah, it's like a conglomerate. No, what did ASAP Rocky say? We are a collective. That's what they seem like, man. A collective of great people. Guys, I get goosebumps when I see the jury. That's how I've been to trials before when the jury walk in, but not like this. They coming in, they command attention. They command attention. They are a collective. It's a consortium, right? It's like a consortium of people that's serious. And one of them is left-handed. And let me tell you something about left-handed people. Left-handed people are usually very successful in life because they're very creative. If you meet a left-handed person, they're very creative and they think outside the box and they're very serious and they're very creative people. Usually, if you're a left-handed person, you need to start making videos because you'll do well. Okay, you'll do well if you're a left-handed person. Start doing videos. You'll do well because your mind is already creative. You predominantly work on that creative side because you're lefty. Remember that. Remember I told you that everybody knows that. Did you know left-handed people make really good lawyers? You better check. You better check. Obama's a lefty. They make really good lawyers, man. Just to let you know that. And they make really good CEOs. And they're very, very, very creative. One of them is a lefty. How do I know that? Because there was a sketch. There's a sketch of them. It was a sketch, and you only could see their hand, and they were using the pen was in their left hand. That's how I know. And they were writing, taking diligent notes. That means a lefty don't. Did you know a lefty? They pay attention to detail. That's the lefty. So if anybody can figure out this criminal organization, it's a left-handed person. And they better hope that left-handed person is not. Usually the left-handed person will come up and be the. They're usually leaders too. They will come up and be the jury foreperson. I'm just saying, if you guys are lefties, you guys, it's not. You guys are rare. Lefties are very rare. Oh my God! If you ambidextrous, you're very special. You're very special. If you can write with both hands, you're very special. You're like an enigma. That's what you are. You're an enigma. You're just like yeah, you're an enigma. That's the only thing I can say it. Okay, Silicon Valley man, you said your wife is a lefty and she's definitely not a lawyer nor a lead. I didn't say all of them. I said they make it. All right, guys. For the slow people on the bus, I said they make good lawyers. They make good leaders. I didn't say all of them are lawyers. Let's continue. One more out of you, you're blocked. I'm just telling you this. I'm not playing. One more, you're blocked. I'm sorry. You got to get blocked for that one. Eyes. Look, I'm acting like Ticket TV now. You got to get blocked. You got to go back to the rafters. You came out of the like Ticket T, you said you come out the rafters with that. And then you're going to go back up in the rafters. You came out the rafters with that one. I didn't say they were all lawyers. Well, my wife, she ain't no lawyer and she ain't no leader. She might be thinking to leave your ass. She might be. She might be, man. Yeah, we time y'all for 600 seconds, man. You can come back though. Eyes. You can come back. I'm not gonna block you. I'm just messing with you. I'm not gonna block him, folks. He has the right to his opinion. But Silicon Valley, he been challenging me a lot, and that's cool. That's okay, because that's what it's about. I'm not as bad as Ticket though. I'm not as bad. I learn to be softer now as I do content. But getting back to the jury, Silicon, when they walk in, they pick the right jury. I'm just letting y'all know that. I can feel. See, did you know that, Silicon? Did you know that certain things in life is nonverbal and it's going through the spirit? It's just that school taught you how to get away from it. You know that, right? Ever since you were in kindergarten all the way through grammar school, it taught you how to get away from your innate abilities. And one of your innate abilities that the Creator has given you is reading the room. Reading on a spiritual level is nonverbal. You ever saw a dangerous person come in the room and you knew he was dangerous because your spidey senses went up? That's what I'm talking about. But they taught you to ignore it through school. Eyes. That's right. So let's get back to this. The jury comes in, man. They have a seat. They just come in, man. It's just like, it's every time they walk in. Every time they walk in, it's just the same way. And they have to view it all, the pictures and everything. We don't get to view the pictures and videos. They do. So that's why I say they have the most power, because they deliberate this. They're more privy to evidence that we're not privy to. So that's the jury. That's something that I noticed. And you do have a lot of people in there that are supporters of his. And some people say, well, they're not really supporters of his, but they don't feel like it's a criminal enterprise. So I get what they're saying. You have people like that too. But there is a lot of like interesting things, I would say, interesting things that happen outside of the jury. I mean, outside of the courtroom and outside. Like this random person comes up with music, and that's not by accident. You know why? Maybe it is. Maybe he don't realize what he's doing, but he's playing loud music in his pocket, right? But when you sitting there making a video and trying to make content, you're going to get copyright now, so you're not going to make your money. So I'm thinking it's by design. I'm thinking it's by design, because I'm not going to make my money because you playing loud music. So I have to walk away and go somewhere else. So I'm not saying he's doing it on purpose, but you got to think about that. I had to put it on mute and walk away. And he's not the only person that's doing it. It's just random. It's random that comes up. Everybody said it too. Like, damn, this music. And you know what I said? I pointed you, and you. Now got a copyright situation. I said you have a copyright situation. And shout out to this like Hispanic woman. She's a small in stature. She's young, right? And she be vlogging and pointing the camera at people. She be off to the side. You can't hear what she's saying, but I heard she be live on TikTok talking and clowning people. She be clowning people, and Yeah, it's intentional. That music is intentional. It has to be. But if it's not, he don't know what he's doing because everybody don't got a copyright strike. Everybody. And guess what? You get a couple of those, it's gonna mess up your money. So that's like almost like a deterrent. And then you had another person, just randomly walk near everybody with his pit. Now I'm like, that's random. Why? There'd be no other reason for him to come down there and walk near that federal building, ice grilling people with his pit. There's no other reason. But I took note of it. I'm not. Maybe he walk. Maybe that's his normal walk every day. But I see it. I'm like, what is this? So, and then you have the MTA lady. You know what I'm saying? She be out there doing the most. You said you seen that dude with Jane Doe. Which dude? Which dude, Jay? With the dog or the one with the radio? And I'm gonna say this, man. Gene really wants him to go away. He wants him to go away. He said the reason why he's there. Oh, with the dog. Okay, yeah. He might know him. But let me just say this. He really wants him to go away. He said it. He said he's there for all the people that he wronged. No, he's not there for all the people that he wronged. He's there for this case. He's not there for nothing else. He should not get convicted on things he did in the past. No, he's there for things right now in this trial. But that's what he said. That's what he said. He's there for the wrongs that he did to everybody. And he really wants him to go away. He really wants him to go away. And that's what Diddy is up against. I don't know what he did to a lot of people. I don't know him like that. But maybe some people are there to see this chapter end in their life. It's like closure to them. Yeah, I got people on camera. I said, shout out to the dog, man. Shout out to the dog, man. And then I said, shout out to the dude. He's checking me out. And I showed him on camera. And then this one guy was like, all of y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves, the black media, for what y'all doing right now. I made a note of him too. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, the guy with the dog is Gene's brother. I didn't know that. Maybe he's there to help, just in case somebody try to attack Gene. So I get it. I get that. Because he's a big dude. So he don't even need the dog. I'm telling you that he don't. He don't. But if something happened outside that federal courthouse, it's gonna be bad. Because it's like Fort Knox out there. It's like Fort Knox, man. It's literally like Fort Knox out there. And they're not playing with none of us. I witnessed this guy come into the overflow room. He's like a he's a U.S. Marshal. He had the coat on. It said U.S. Marshals. He was looking around, scanning the courtroom. And he looked at me. I just happened to look at him because I'm noticing everything because I'm writing about it, right? I'm writing about my experiences. He looked at me. And you know, as people look at you, they don't look away. Because he was just scanning to see who everybody is. And I noted that. And he walked out. And that's the power of the United States government. They're very powerful. The United States government is very powerful. Make no mistakes about it. They're so powerful that the money is a promissory note. It's backed by the United States military. That's how powerful our dollar is because it's not backed by gold anymore. is backed by a promissory note by the U.S. government. So I like to see that every now and then. I like to see that. You know, it's not every day that I see U.S. Marshals. And yeah, his brother's big, man. His brother could be a bodyguard. His brother could be a bodyguard, man. Straight up. He could be a bodyguard. He's a serious looking dude. He is very serious. And they not having that people getting in Gene's face no more. He not having that. Probably if that's his brother, he not having that. He would change your vibration very, very quickly. You can look in somebody's eyes and tell that they don't play. You can look in somebody's eyes. They say the gateway to the soul. You can look in somebody's eyes and tell that they do not play. You can look. He don't play. Gene don't play either. I saw Gene up close in action. He don't play. He don't play. You can see it in his eyes, the way he gaze. They have a certain gaze when they look at you. And they don't look away when they're staring at you. Because when he looked at me, he didn't look away. Gene did. He was making a note. He saw me because I was near, because Miss Knockout waved to him. He know Miss Knockout. But he looked at me, though. And he looked for about 3 seconds. About 3 or 4 seconds, he was just looking at me. And then he looked away. He know exactly who I am. He just looked. He didn't even head nod at me. He was just looking at me. And I don't know if he noticed, but somebody he's cool with, I known since the sandbox. I didn't go up to him. I'm not the type of person to go up to somebody, hey, yo, my boy, know, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that. That's why a lot of people say, why don't you get an interview and all that? I don't do all that. I'm old school with it. I don't do all that because they're there. He's not there for that. He's there to look at the trial like me. He's not there for cameras all in his face. Just like, for example, let me tell you what happened. So Diddy's godbrother, the one that be walking with the family with the free Diddy shirt on, he was talking to somebody man to man, and he was right next to me. They both was in my space, and they were having a conversation, and everybody had their camera phones out except for me. Actually, I was on the phone. I was talking to Rachel at the time. I'm not going to be like, hey, let me call you back so I can record this. Everything ain't for the internet, and that's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to look at me and be like, oh, man, look at this Poindexter got his camera phone in our face. I don't do all that. I heard what they were talking about, but I ain't going to tell y'all. I'm real, yo. I'm real. See, there's certain rules and regulations in life that you got to follow, or you will get hurt out here. I'm not saying they would do anything, but you have to respect people. You have to have respect. Just like Gene, for example, I would never get in his face and say, hey, Gene, what about that dude, you know, that interview, say you were there? I would never do that to him. Never. First of all, my boy is cool with him. If he think Gene is family to me. If he think Gene is family to me. And I don't even have to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I feel obligated to make sure he's okay. And he don't even know that. But that's how we all supposed to act, that we all should be on code with each other and we won't be fighting with each other. See, but everybody don't think like me. I could have easily sat there and recorded what they were talking about. Okay? I could have easily done it, but I didn't do that. Because he wanted to talk to this dude and pull him aside about something. And I would just happen to stand in there and they walked towards me. And they were sitting there talking. Everybody had their camera phones out. I didn't have my camera phone out. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not trying to interview Diddy kids because it's bad enough that they're there supporting their father, you know, and they going through a lot of stress. When I see them in the break room, I don't try to go up to them and talk to them. They're normal people. You have to treat them as normal people because they got the cameras in their face 24/7. Now, if they coming out the courtroom and I'm keeping my distance, yeah, I'll record them. You know what I'm saying? But I keep my distance and I'm not yelling at them or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if they don't like the videos I do, but they can say, yo, he's respectful. That's what they're gonna say. They like, he's respectful. He don't try to get in our space. He's not trying to come up to us and make small talk, trying to be fake. He's not doing none of that. They can all tell you this. And then I remember I could have got on the elevator with them, right? Celebrity said, "You're not getting on the elevator." I'm like, "No, I'm not getting on the elevator. I'm giving them space, yo. I'm not going on the elevator with them. I'm giving them their space. They're human beings. You know what I'm saying? They're not the reason why they're here. They're here to support their old man. They're here to support their old man and make sure their old man is okay. And they're doing what they're supposed to do, protecting their old man. You know what I'm saying? Holding him down. Regardless of what he did and how people feel about him, they are obligated to hold him down. And I do respect the fact that they holding him down, yo. And I do respect the fact that they're acting like men. Because people are yelling at them when they go in the car, they can easily lose control, but they didn't. So when I say the devil is busy trying to get at them too. So that's how I see it, man. I would never get in their face and try to record their conversation. Never. And I see them all the time. I see them in the break room. I saw Justin in the break room Thursday. And I saw him for I saw a Christian and them in the break room Friday, and Diddy mother walked right past me. And then somebody had said to her, you know, made some small talk, hey, you remember me, this and that. I'm not like that, yo. I give you a head nod. If she speak to me, I'm gonna speak to her, but I gotta respect her space. You see what I'm saying? She's a human being. You know what I'm saying? She's in a stressful position because her son is going through something, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I would never stop them from eating. Hey, how you doing? I just want to say hello, and you know, I'm not doing all that. You know how many interviews I could have got? You know what I'm saying? And like matter of fact, me and Tisa we were sharing pleasantries. She said, "You gonna be here tomorrow?" I said, "I'm here for the duration." She said, "Yeah, I'm trying. Me too." I didn't ask her for no interview. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody doing that to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, I'm too real. I might be too real for this shit because I can't do that. I can't get no interviews, man. But I am getting my share of interviews with the main media though, because Dateline, I interview with Dateline. They're doing some type of special, so I will be in that. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of interviews I do. I'm not trying to get these people because they're normal human beings. Did you know did y'all know I was sitting right next to Cassie's husband? Did y'all know that? Right in court. Everybody's staring, and I'm like, what they staring at? And he laughed because I was like, damn, what they staring at, yo? He didn't realize I guess he thought I knew it was him, but he realized, damn, he really don't know it's me. And then when he left, when they broke for the day, he just tapped me on the shoulder, have a good one. I said, yeah, have a good one. And but we was walking out, and I got with him on the elevator. Then I quickly knew that was her husband because he had a bodyguard with him. I was like, yeah, that got to be her husband. Yeah, that's him. And then when you saw them walk out and the cameras was following him, I was right in back of him, but I stopped. They said, yo, that's what's his name. I said, I was just on the elevator with him. I'm not trying to sit up there and run after him with the camera. Now I'm gonna look like a Poindexter. I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So there's little things like that. Like I said, I ran right into Justin in the break room. I mean, in the cafeteria. You know, they saw me, but I'm just walking right past. I'm not trying to like make no small talk. I'm not trying to do that, I mean, because it's bad enough that they got to be there. I'm old school with it. I know we're in a different situation now where everybody want clout. Yeah, I want clout just like the next man, but I want to earn mine. I want to earn my clout. Just like somebody said, man, why don't you interview the MTA lady? I said, I would just talk. Did you know me and the MTA lady was having a regular conversation before she blew up at me? Did y'all know that? We was having a regular conversation. Like she turns it on and off. It's almost like lights, camera, and action. If there's a lot of cameras around, then she act up. When she was off to the side, I said, what's your status of going back in the building? She was like, yo, they not trying to let me back in the building. She told me this. She said, they not trying to let me back in the building. She was like, I tried to meet with them. They don't want to meet with me. And I can't come back in the building. She said, I got to be cool because soon they're going to ban me from this area altogether. That's what she told me. And she was like, yeah, such and such gave me the hoodie. I'm not going to get into detail how she got the hoodie, but she told me that, how she got the hoodie. So I'm like, all right, she obviously knows somebody, right? So that was it. I'm only telling you with the brief exchange that me and her had when she blew up at me. And the reason why she blew up at me is because I'm trying to prevent her from getting knocked out, because the dude was balling his fists up at her. And he had that look in his eyes like he was getting ready to touch her. I said, yo, get back, yo, get back. She was like, who are you? Are we family? You know, she's like Hassan Campbell a little bit. They look alike a little bit too. She remind me like that could be his sister. Like she was, you know how like when he black out sometime, that's how she act. And so I just said, yo, everybody ain't playing with you, man. Get away from me. Everybody ain't playing with you. So then I got away. She got away and everything was cool. So yeah, man, it's just certain things. Just like Tisa, you know, they said she had got banned from the courtroom. I wasn't quickly to report that because that wasn't true. She did not get banned from the courtroom. She did not. There's certain things she got to do, but she didn't get banned from the courtroom. She she big out there. They kind of low key want her there. She real big, yo. It's her and this other lady, her Rotten Mango. Rotten Mango, the biggest one out there. She get 1 million views per upload. She not playing. Okay, that's major money being exchanged. Okay, anytime you can make close to 100,000 a month, you are big time, or close to it. You are big time. She's making major. See, a lot of people think this YouTube thing is not serious. That's why people be chasing the clout so bad. You can easily make 50,000 if you get the right video, the right 2 videos, and you get in that algorithm for a little hot second. You can easily have a $50,000 paycheck in 1 month. Minus taxes, that's a really good thing. They don't take out the taxes. You got to keep the taxes yourself and hold that into a separate account. But that's a good payday just for sitting out there. And it don't even seem like work, but it is work though, because I see how they go about their business. But let me tell you something else. Like, the environment out there is scary. You do have some detractors out there. So Armand Wiggins, he was sitting next to me in the courtroom Friday in the overflow room. Usually he in there with Diddy, but he rolled up in there where I was at. And he was just sitting there. You think I'm gonna sit there and like try to be all in his face making small talk? Nah. He a regular human being. He'll tell you, if he listen, he'll tell you that. Regular human being, I treat people like human beings, but he's making small talk me, I'll talk to him. You know, like we were doing. But that lady got in his face, guys. It was kind of scary for him because he went live, and this lady came out of nowhere. Like how Ticket TV say, this lady came out the rafters. Yo, she came out of nowhere and she targeted him. She was like, "Yeah, what's up now? What's up now? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you think I'm a clout chaser now? What's up?" I was looking at her hands the whole time. He was sitting there going, you know, back and forth with her, but you gotta look at her hands because you don't know she got a knife. You don't know she got acid on her to burn you. You don't know what she got. Yo, that was a very dangerous situation. You know what I'm saying? So she kept following him and she was like yelling at the top of her lungs. That wasn't for no reason. It's almost like she wanted him not to go back in that courtroom so she can cause a scene so that he won't go back in there. And guess what? It was somebody that looked like us that did it. So the most dangerous people you have to worry about is people that look like you, because they usually send people that look like you to come do harm to you. It's been like that throughout history. So I'm glad he made it out that situation, but it was a very touchy situation because she was trying to take him off his square to put hands on her so she can call the police. That's what she's trying to do as well. And that's what the MTA lady be trying to do. She be trying to get you to put your hands on her so that she can run and yell and call the police and yell. That's what type of time she on. So, but what she don't realize is somebody contacting her job though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I stay out of that, but I heard people talking. They said we don't have enough of her now. And this was a lawyer that was saying it, just let y'all know. This was an attorney that said this. We tired of her now. We're tired. So we're gonna go ahead and either we have to take legal action on her. This is a lawyer. Either we have to take legal action on her or something. Yep, that's what happened. She yelled at the wrong person. The person she yelled at me, yeah, I ain't gonna say who the person is, but she yelled at the wrong person. And she ain't even know who she was yelling at. But that was a little bit of a touchy situation, just to let you know, because I think she was trying to provoke Armand to put his hands on her. And if he had put his hands on her, he'd be locked up right now. She would have for sure called the police. For sure. And then there was another lady out there provoking another guy. He got some motion going on right now, as we say. He got motion because he getting a lot of views per upload. And she started targeting him. And let me tell you something about him. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's emotional. He don't know how to handle this. And I just simply told him to walk away. He said, "Yeah, man, I'm trying," but she ain't mind. I said, "Walk away, dude. Because if you put your hands on her, she calling the police. You better walk away." And the reason why they're doing this to you, because you're doing a good job, you get motion right now. So do not ruin your money off of 3 seconds of being emotional. And he walked away. It's too late. I almost say it's too late for us as a society. I mean, as a group of people to band together. The damages have already been done. You just got to be around like-minded individuals that are positive. You can't be around everybody. You can't. You just can't. Because you got obvious troublemakers out there. And I keep my distance from them. Obvious. They just come to cause trouble and discourse. So that's the deal. What I'm noticing about this trial, I'm noticing everything. I'm actually going to write on it. My experiences on dealing with this historic trial. And if I'm a betting man, we're going to do a part 2 to this trial because he's going to be a hung jury. And if it's a hung jury, they're going to try him again. So we're going to do a part 2 to this. And he's going to request another speedy trial. And then somebody was having a debate with me in the hallway saying, well, if he get a hung jury, he's surely going to get out on bail. I said, no, he's not. They say they can't keep him like that. Yes, they can. It's done before. It's not out of ordinary for them to still keep him in jail. Just because he got a hung jury, they're not letting him go. They still going to say he's a threat to the community. They're not going to let him go. He said, yeah, but they can't do that. I said, yes, they can. What are you talking about? And yes, they can. I know a little bit about this more so than the average person. That's why I know if I get locked up, I know to remain silent. I know to remain silent. I know a little bit more about the process than the average person. Yes, they're going to keep him. Now, it's still an advantage to him, though, because that means that the government's case is not airtight for it to have a hung jury. So that actually helps the defense out so they can come up with more strategy to try to beat him the next time. And if there's another hung jury, then they're going to have to really decide they're going to try him a third time because maybe their strategy is not working. But I think they'll try him a third time. They're not playing with him. They do not want to be embarrassed by losing this case against him. But I can tell you, though, the lawyers on both sides, the defense and the prosecution, are doing a very good job. If he has some very smart lawyers on his side, he does. And I don't even think I need to tell you that. You already know they're really good. You already know. And the person that's questioning Jane Doe right now, from the prosecutor, is Comey. Comey is the one doing it. Jane's Comey daughter. She's the one up at bat right now. If you want to know, that's her. So Comey is actually the one that's doing it. Um, but the reason is, see, because we all like, well, why is she on the stand? Because she obviously said she was doing this because she wanted to satisfy him and she loved him. So she wasn't doing it against her will. But the reason why she is there, because it's proving that he is paying people to cross state lines for the purposes of illicit sex acts. He has the factory system up loud as he must have that factory system up as loud as it can go. It's hilarious. He's chilling today though. But that's why I had to mute it. But she's there to prove that further prove that he was hiring people to cross state lines for the purposes of illicit sex acts. I say illicit sex acts because it's not prostitution. It's not sex trafficking. Even the people on Law and Crime Network said that. They said this is not sex trafficking. It's not. It's illicit. They're getting him under the Mann Act. That's what people got to remember. They're getting him under the Mann Act. Illicit sex acts. That's still illegal in the federal eyes. Illicit. If you pay somebody to cross state lines for illicit sex acts, and it can be consensual. It can be. So that's what they're getting him on. I don't know. That hasn't come up yet. Oh, you said where's the music? No, I muted it so you couldn't hear it. Car was driving by. I don't know, man. Everybody, I want to say this. Everybody they like stuff, what they like sexually. Everybody has different things that they like, man. Some people like eating groceries. Some people like, dabbling in the groceries. And some people don't. Okay. Some people like to see men be with their girlfriends. And they like to watch. It's almost like this is the only thing I can explain it. It's like he's watching adult entertainment, but it's right close to him. It's not on the screen. He actually has the adult entertainment right in front of his face. And he controls what they do. So he took adult entertainment to another level. Instead of watching it on the screen, he wanted in front of him and he wanted to be able to control what y'all do. That's what it is. And you know how in an adult entertainment, after the person reached their climate, now I have to say it wrong. You know what I mean? I'm saying climate, but I have to do this for the purpose of this video. After they reach their climate, it's on the person. He wants to keep that on the person so he can enjoy that. So he can have it all on his being. Okay, so he took adult entertainment to another level. He's what you call a savage. He's a savage. He's a rich one, but he's a savage. That's savage life. Okay, he's a savage. Straight up savagery. Okay. Most people, they get on, the hub, and watch the adult entertainment on the hub, if you know what I mean. He don't want to keep watching on the hub. When him and her were watching on the hub, right? He said, "You like that person?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "Reach out to him." He got so much money that he can reach out on the hub, right? Have her reach out on the hub and talk to that person and fly that person to their state, right? And have the adult entertainment in his room, That's how much money he had. Okay. As we say, so much money, you don't know what to do with it. Okay. So he said, and look, they were talking about the person member, how big the person member is. Okay. That's a nice one right there. You like that? He said, you want that D in you? You think you could take that D? Okay. We about to find out. Contact him. We'll pay him. Okay. To fly out here. So to see if you can take that D or not. He said it like that. Yeah, he might be. He probably more than like he's an addict, just Tanya. Yeah, I think so. So go ahead and see if you can take that D. Okay. And right. So if you take that, he said, so see if you can take that. So that's pretty much what he was doing. If you like trying to describe what he was doing, that's what it was. Instead of watching on the hub, call him up and send him here. And the dude that she called up, he was so happy they contacted him. She said, yeah, we're going to fly you out. Is that okay? He was happy. He said, okay, sure. And you mean to tell me he's going to pay me to enjoy you? Okay. That's how much money he had. Listen, he had so much money. She thought that she was going to Turks because she kept beefing with him about taking her to Turks and Caicos because she was on the Instagram and saw him taking another lady to Turks and Caicos, and she got mad about it. She said, you promised me an international trip. You promised me a trip to Turks and Caicos. So why, so finally they stopped talking for a while, then finally hit her up and say, look, let's get back into the light. Let's let bygones be bygones and get back into the light, right? So I got to use that. Somebody, man, let's get back into the light. So then he said, look, pack your bags, start preparing. We going to Turks and Caicos. So she was happy as hell. He finally got a chance to take her to Turks and Caicos, right? When she didn't know what he had planned for her though. As soon as she got to Turks and Caicos, they had a nice vacation villa, everything, right? She's ecstatic. Guess what he said? Oh, by the way, Paul coming. His personal trainer is named Paul, right? But he used Paul to do that too. She was like, what? Paul is at the hotel now. Let's go. She was like, you got to be kidding me. Paul is here. Paul, yeah. He arranged for Paul to come. You think he gonna go out with the Turks and Caicos and not get a hotel night in? You crazy. You crazy, yo. He got the kind of money where he can just fly Paul to Turks and Caicos, man. That's how much money he had. He said, yo, Paul is here. She was mad, yo. She was mad as F. She said, you mean to tell me I got to go mess with Paul? Paul is here. Okay. But she did get her trip to Turks and Caicos though. But Paul was there too. So they went up to the spot where they left their vacation villa, right? And went to the hotel where Paul was at. And she got down with Paul for damn near 24 hours, yo. I don't know how Paul did it. I don't know how Paul did it to this day. How do you last that long? But obviously, there's Cialis and different things you can use. You know what I'm saying? And then, bruh, what he did on her birthday, he's a savage. He's a straight savage, yo. She said she got bored and called Paul. Yeah, they all had to take it, man. So on her birthday, and he knew that she don't like messing with strangers. She liked to pick the person herself, right? So on her birthday, he was really a savage. He said, yo, we need to do something special for your birthday. Right? And he said, let's do a hotel night. She was like, what? And not only that, it was a stranger. So she had to do it because she said she had to do it to please him. You know what I'm saying? She's in the pleasing business. So she had to do that. So it was a stranger. She wasn't feeling the stranger. They didn't have a connection, right? And she said, well, Sean, let me get protection. He like, a protection for what? What you want protection for? So he was beefing with her about it, right? So finally he gave the dude protection. But she said, I can't believe this. I'm sitting there having relations with a complete stranger and Diddy is not even into it. He wasn't even into it. He walked away. He left the room. So that was a mind fuck he was playing on her. She's sitting there with a complete stranger on her birthday and he left the room, yo. And he was sulking and had an attitude. He was huffing and puffing and sulking and had an attitude. She sat up there and let a complete stranger knock her down and he wasn't even looking. So guess what? After that happened, Diddy mood completely changed. He excused the dude. The dude left, right? So she thought the coast is clear, right? This is her birthday. So he took her to the main suite, had balloons and everything, had a gift for her, bought her a bracelet or whatever. The mood changed. His mood changed. He was in a good mood. So she thought it was over with. Guess what he said? Guess what he said, yo? Yo, Paul coming, yo. we got backups for you because I know you didn't like. We got another backup. So Lord have mercy. The dude had to show up, yo. The dude showed up and she had to do it again, yo, on her birthday. And this time it lasted all night. She spent her whole birthday getting knocked down. Her whole birthday. This dude is a straight savage. I couldn't believe she said that. I couldn't believe she said this dude. She spent her whole birthday getting bust down, and she said she was so sore and hurt. And the lady that entered, she said, "Was your pelvic region hurting?" She said, "My pelvic region was hurting, my back hurting, my pelvic region, my vajayjay hurting. Everything is hurting, right?" And she said, "Well, how often would your vajayjay be hurting?" She said, "Every time." You know what I'm saying? Because you know that he had to get the biggest and baddest. She had to take that, right? Biggest and baddest. So she hurt every single damn time. And she said she caught a UTI every time. Caught a UTI. And the reason why she caught a UTI is because of that damn baby oil. That baby oil ain't supposed to be going up there in that region. And she said she caught all type of yeast infections. Okay? Caught all type of yeast every time. She said, and then on her birthday, right? That's dude number 2. So on her birthday, she said it was over. She thought it was over. And you know what he said to her? He's a savage. You know what he said? You got a little bit more left in you. She said, "What? I just went 24 hours with 2 dudes, and you talking about do we have another one? Do we have another one? He had another one coming. He had another one for her, yo, a trifecta, and went another 12 hours. Lord have mercy, man. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff, man. Lord have mercy. Yeah, they prioritize material things over their say. Lord have mercy, a triple play on her birthday. He's a savage, and he did that was a mind fuck. So every year on her birthday, she gonna remember that. She said she was so broken down and hurt, like her back hurting, neck hurting, because she was in a position for hours. She said that's like torture. Okay, so even though she had to do it to please him, but he ain't had to go that far. Golly, bro. Lord have mercy. And shout out to the performers for even performing that long. They had to be on some type of drugs or something. Okay, ain't that much? Ain't that much being an adulting in the world, man? I'm like, yo, D. I mean, I know you paying me, but damn, let me get a break, bro. Let me get a break. And he just like to sit and look at it. That's that man. That all on her birthday, man. And yeah, so she thought she was gonna get a break. Look, we in Turks and Caicos. He finally took me there. He said, "Yo, Paul at the hotel, man. You think I'm gonna come all the way out here and don't have a hotel night? Nah, man, get ready." And she had to wear the highest heels possible, stripper heels. And she said she had to prevent herself from slipping in them damn heels because of that damn baby oil. She had to try to keep her balance and slip a few times. It's just so they went through 3 dozens of baby oil a session. Okay, 3 dozens of baby oil, man. 2 dozens, 24 bottles. No, she didn't have to do it, but she got to keep up with that lifestyle. That's what he liked. And she said she loved him and wanted to please him. But that wasn't the point. The point was he paid somebody to cross state lines. Because um the dude that lived in Atlanta, they used to have to fly him in, Cabral. But then it got with what's his name because he lived like within LA. They listen at this point, just Tanya, they immune to it now because we all are. Like, okay, we know that he liked these hotel nights. I mean, come on. It's like overkill at this point. You said she should have went to do she do OnlyFans now. But she asked him about, can I do OnlyFans? He looked at her like she was crazy. Nah, OnlyFans for what? You don't need to do OnlyFans. I'm paying you. I'm paying you. Now, shout out to this lawyer. He was there Friday. He's supposed to be a lawyer on the Puff side, brother. And he wasn't really answering no questions like that. So they saying that he's like a lawyer on his side. I don't know. But that man, it was overkill what he was doing to her. It was overkill. It was. I must say, Puff, that was overkill, man. You didn't have to do all that. It was straight. It was straight overkill for what he did to her. So in that sense, she was like a victim as well because he took advantage. Even though she wanted to please him, but damn, man, he was ODing on the hotel nights, ODing, and he wanted her to be with the biggest and baddest. So it wasn't no average size. It was like way above average. She had to, and see, she wasn't having normal relations. They were having adult film relations. That's a difference. You can get injured like that. Okay. And she had to sit up there and endure it. So that right there, like, come on, man. He didn't see her as a human being. He saw her as an object. That's the same thing with Cassie. That's why they wanted to be exclusive with him, but he didn't want to be exclusive with them because I think deep down he was disgusted by them. And you would think that don't make sense because he wanted them to do it because he was, but still at the same time he didn't want to wife them up. Yeah, she got a nip infection as well because because of it kept falling out and breaking. So he had money, right? And he just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. And they're trying to weaponize that now. That's what they're doing. He says a criminal enterprise because he's engaging in criminal behavior and using his money to do it, using money that he made from his companies to do it. That's why they call it an enterprise. That's where the government is. I know where the government is going with it, but I don't know if they're going to stick with the jury. But that's where the government is going with this. And he uses bodyguards and different people to conduct his acts, and the money he made is off his entertainment. So therefore, they said it's a criminal organization, and that's why if he loses his case, they're going to confiscate all his money. That's why. I know where they're going with it, but I don't know if they're going to be successful. But I know that's where they're going because in the government eyes, if you pay somebody to come, let's say if I pay somebody to come from Virginia to New Jersey right now for the purposes of illicit sex acts, and it could be consensual, that's still illegal under the government's eyes. That's a Mann Act. Still illegal. Okay. And then if drugs and stuff involved, and remember how she said she had to continue for hours, they can say that's coercion. Even though she was a willing participant and it was consensual, but there still could be coercion involved. That's where they're going with it, folks. And I don't even think she wanted to testify because he's still paying her rent, but she had to be there. So that's where they're getting him. Even though his people think he didn't do nothing wrong, in the government eyes, he did. Okay. In the government eyes, see, he's not like a mafia like Sammy the Bull and them. This is not it. This is not mafia Sammy the Bull style and John Gotti. They're going after him like they did R. Kelly. And if the jury stay within the rules, they got him on it. So that's how dangerous this is for him. And if they get him on everything, they're trying to confiscate everything under his brand. You're like, well, he did entertainment. He got his money the legit way. Yeah. But they're saying that he used part of that money to do what he's doing now. And that's why they're liable to take all his money. Sammy the Bull said the reason why they charged him with that because they got greedy and they want to take him for everything. And he said, you know what Sammy the Bull said, even though he don't agree with it, he said he understands where the government is going and how they're tying it together. He understands it. Michael Francis said the same thing. He understands it, why they're doing it, but we'll see if it sticks with the jury. No, he didn't slip. She didn't say he slipped drugs in her drink. She took it willingly. She almost had to, because you sitting up there going for. Can you go for hours with somebody that's like 13 inches? Can you go for hours? You're going to be numb like they gave you Novocaine. You need something to numb you up like Novocaine. Okay, you can go with somebody hard body for 24 hours hard body. Okay, you need something to disassociate, right? So that's what Cassie said. She had to take stuff to disassociate herself. But then he didn't like her taking certain things like GHB because then she'll pass out, and that take away from the freak off, because they have to wake her up. And he didn't want her taking that no more, so she couldn't even dissociate no more. She had to sit up there and be crazy with it. Okay, so this thing is diabolical, man. This is diabolical. But again, do they got him on the criminal enterprise? I don't know. We'll see. It's not up for me. It's the jury. Yeah. Diddy did have an overdose one time. Cassie said at a Playboy Mansion. One time she said she did kind of mess up Jane Doe when she first started partying with him. She took something and she passed out, and they put her in a lukewarm shower to get her back. And KK helped. KK name keep coming up allegedly. I mean, she allegedly helped. But you got to understand something. He became immune to that stuff. So, I know I would have. I wouldn't be used to taking that stuff. I never had ecstasy. Never had it. Never had it, man. Never had it. I made a mistake and had the acid one time, and somebody gave it to me, and I didn't know I was taking it. And almost the cops had to get called because I didn't feel no effects at first. It took a while. The next thing you know, I'm sitting on the couch, and it felt like ants was on the wall moving. It had a picture on the wall. It felt like the eyes were going back and forth, and I freaked out. I had everybody held up in the house. I had a knife in my hand. I said, "Nobody move. Nobody move." What they gonna do? Call the police? Because they shouldn't have gave it to me. I literally, I held everybody up, man. I was freaking out. They said, "Bro, you just hot. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "What the hell did y'all give me? This thing is 24 hours later, and I'm still feeling it. The hell is this?" And then 48 hours later, I was driving on 1 and 9, and I had to pull over because I had a flashback, and I didn't know I was having a flashback. That stuff is powerful, man. No, this wasn't gummies. I don't mess with the gummies either. One time, me and my ex was messing with the gummies, and she freaked out. I only had half of one. So I was just kind of mellow. It took my pain away. I had like a back issue. It took that away. And I was just sitting there chilling. The damn Smurfs was on. I'm sitting there into the Smurfs. She said, yo, cut that off, man. She said it, cut it off. I said, yo, what's wrong? Because we got to go to your parents. I cut it off. Cut it off. I said, oh my God, this girl is tripping, yo. And we got to go to her parents' house for dinner. She said, we ain't going right now. Cut the TV off and be silent. I said, yo, she is freaking out. And then I'm starting to freak out, but I held it together because she was freaking out. I said, I told you not to eat that much. She said, stop talking. She said, we're floating right now. I said, this girl is done. And the next thing you know, we got in a cab. I'll never forget it. It was a green cab. And now I'm feeling it a little more because I had me another gummy. Now I felt like the car was floating. I didn't feel no bumps on the road. I said, yo, is this car floating? And she's sitting there about to start crying. I said, yo, we can't go to your parents' house like this. I said, yo, tell them to drop us off at the diner. So we got dropped off at the diners. I said, we need to get something to eat. We need to get something to eat, man. And that's what we did. Then we went to her house. We kind of wore off a little bit to the point where she not freaking out no more. She just told me to stop. Yeah, told me to stop talking. And she said, open up a window and stop talking. Yep. She told me to stop talking. I was bumping my gums about something. So I was like, bro, this is ridiculous. But that's what I'm telling you. If you can't do the gummies, just, don't do it. Some people are immune to it. Some people built up a tolerance. If you new to that, be careful. But I was speaking on that because Diddy, they built up a tolerance. Once you build up a tolerance, it's what it is. But he had everything you needed. Diddy had everything you needed to party. He had everything. So he had everything you needed, man. Everything. Everything. He probably had gummies too. He had everything because he had money. Imagine being around somebody that had it all in abundance. All of us would be junkies. All of us would be junkies, man. Because he liked to have a good time. He wanted everybody to have a good time with him. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't mind you taking it. One thing about him, he ain't mind like giving you a little piece of money. He ain't mind that, as long as it's benefiting him. Like, yo, let's party. Now, some people say it ain't nothing against the law for partying. Well, we gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I told you if I had to deliberate today, he not guilty. Because just off GP, man, he guilty. He ain't guilty, man. Okay. But they ain't finished presenting the case yet. They might change my vibration. Because they trying to change my vibration. They are. Now, I must admit, yes, did they cross state lines for illicit sex act? Yeah, I can't deny that. So hopefully we'll see what happens. He kept partying. That dang could party. If you were cool with him, if you like to party like him, you're gonna have a good time. Okay? Because he said to Mia, he said, listen, you ain't gonna sit here and party. He gave her a line. Take that. Allegedly. Okay? He said, you messing up the vibe. Okay? You with the Breakfast Club now. You with the Breakfast Club. He with the Breakfast Club, man. We all in it together. And then he made sure he gave you IV. He has so much money, you could take an IV at the house, man, to replenish yourself. Okay? To replenish. Take an IV. Now, some men out here are savages that would listen to that, like, damn, I would have did that for the money. Damn, all I could be with what's her name for the money, and he paying me. And that's all I got to do. But the only problem is, you got to sit up there and be a marathon with it. I couldn't do all that. I said, look here, Mister. I can't do all that now. You know what I'm saying? You talking about going hours with it? you know, you talking about going hours with it, man. And he was happy, like if she was down with it. Yo, the very first time they did it, right? She was sitting there. They were having a movie night. Now I know y'all like, what is movie night? It ain't a regular movie night with Diddy. A movie night consisted of watching adult films and talking about and looking at tapes that y'all recently had with other people. That's a movie night. But the first movie night, they were sitting there watching adult entertainment, right? And he was telling her his fantasies. And she was down with it. She's like, you know what? He didn't ask her that she wanted to do it. She said, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. She said, that's kind of taboo. He said, yeah. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. You know what he did? She went in the shower, all that, right? This man, when she got out the shower, this man is on his phone. She said he was intently looking at his phone and he was setting it up. He said, yo, I can make that a reality tonight. He said this to her. I can make our dreams come true. Our dreams. I can make it come true. I'm paraphrasing, but I can make it come true tonight. She said, you gotta be kidding me. She looked at herself, you gotta be kidding. He said, I can make it happen tonight. And they went on to the hotel. And when they got there, his assistants was setting up the hotel. Putting the sheets on the furniture, the oil, the candles, to make their dreams a reality. He already had somebody on standby. Okay. And she couldn't believe they were just talking about it. He said, we can make it a reality tonight. Let's do it. And you know what she said she used to do sometimes? She used to surprise him with hotel nights. She surprised him because she said the reason why she did that because she wanted to make him happy when he was working out of town. He was out of town for 2 weeks. He came home from working. She said, hey, baby, I got a hotel night set up for us. Yo, he was ecstatic. He said, what? You the boss? He said, you the boss. He said, when should I be ready? She said, I'm getting it set up now. He said, oh, say less. Say less. So he liked her. I don't think he hate her. He likes her because she was down with it, right? She didn't give him no static. So he loved it. She surprised him. Even she surprised him on Valentine's Day. Like, hey, I got a hotel night set up for us. He said, say less. He said, when should I be there? He said, you the boss. And she said, all right, well, give me a few minutes. I'm setting it up. And he was on his way. Okay. And she did that for him because she know that makes him happy, to have a hotel night. And so she was kind of like down with it because she wanted to play her position because she getting the money. And he always reimbursed her. When she paid the guy, set it up and everything, he reimbursed her. He wasn't letting that come out of her pocket. Okay, cool. I got you. But then one time he wanted to set up an all-star night, all-star weekend. Okay. Now it ain't basketball. I know what y'all saying. What is the all-star weekend? The all-star weekend consisted of the top 3 entertainers that they like. Pick out the top 3 and we have a marathon session. That's called the all-star weekend. But she reneged on it, man. I ain't trying to do no all-star weekend. Diddy, come on, man. I'm on my monthly. He said, man, you playing me, man. He said, you had me all worked up. He said, you said, you know what I'm saying? You had me all worked up. Now you don't want to do it. So he beefing with her over the phone. Now they beefing with each other, right? They beefing now. So he said, man, forget it, man. He said, you have a good one, right? Have a good one. Like then now he don't want to talk to her, right? So, and she beefing with him. Now they got she said, all you want me to do is this and that. So they got the beefing, right? So he ain't talked to her for a couple of days. They not talking, and now they not talking. So they broke up. Then now they not talking for a while. So then, they miss each other. They send each other text when somebody miss each other, right? And he was like, "Yo, let's be in the light. Let's move past all that and be in the light again." So she's like, "All right, let's set up a hotel night." You know what I'm saying? So she set up a hotel night to get back in his good graces. So she set up a hotel night, and he was cool again with her. He was still paying her stuff. He wasn't beefing with her like that. Like he could leave her stranded. You know what I'm saying? That's his homegirl. He really see her as his homegirl. That's why he's still paying her rent. He knows she didn't want to be there testifying against him. He knows that, but he still hooked her up because she hooked him up. You know what I'm saying? With the hotel night, she know how much he likes it, how much it meant. That means something to him to have a hotel night. Okay, that meant something to him, and he loved her for that. Okay, because she said, "You know what? I love you so much. I'm gonna set up a hotel night." That really did something for him. And when she didn't want to have the All-Star weekend, he was like, "Damn." He said he was hyped up for it. He wanted the All-Star weekend. He said, "Man, I worked all week. I was thinking about this All-Star weekend, and then we ain't having All-Star." That's why they started beefing, right? He didn't hit her. I ain't hear her say he put his hands on her yet. He didn't. But it was like mental, like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking no more. So then they let us hear the voice message he sent. He said, "Man, you know what I'm saying? You better get back on your job." He said, "You gotta get back on your job. You playing me?" He said, "You sitting there getting me all hype. You playing me and all this. And I'm with this other woman, and me and this woman didn't do nothing. We were just working out together, but you think we doing something? Now you playing me?" So then they stopped talking. They broke up, right? So finally, they started texting each other again. "I miss you, this and that." And, he said, "When can I see you?" You know what I'm saying? "We miss each other. When can I see you?" And then they set up a hotel night. Okay. Because she know how much that means to him to have a hotel night. And I'm not judging them for that because everybody gets off how they get off. You see what I'm saying? I don't knock him for all that. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you this, guys. A lot of men that got money and power, they like to. I've been approached before. Yes, I have. I told y'all the story. I was sitting up in the bar. This lady talking about she got an Ace of Spades tattoo. And I'm so green to the game, I didn't know what that meant. What the hell that mean? What the hell that mean? She said, "We willing to pay you." She said this, "My husband, if you don't mind my husband watching, he want to watch." And she said, "If you really down with the get down, sometimes he like to participate." That's what she told me. And I said, "Nah." She said, "Yeah, but if you ain't down with it, he could be in the other room. He just want to listen." And she said that the humiliation part makes him feel good to be humiliated. And she said he's like a CEO of some company. She told me they like that. Just like the Punisher, he said after he took the stand, he said, "Oh, so many people been hitting his inbox for him to be with their wives." He was getting so much business inquiries. You see what I'm saying? Even though he don't want to do it, but it's a thing, guys. It really is a thing. Okay, it really is a thing. People like to have that. They like to be humiliated. I had a co-worker one time, an ex-co-worker back in the day. She was down with that. When we had a Christmas party, right? When you eat a little libations and the inhibitions are lower, she said to me, she said, "You smell so good every day." She said, "I would love to take you home with me." I was like, "Girl, you married." She said, "My husband don't care. He liked the man to be in his bed." She said this to me. Okay, and they're not rich. They're not rich. Normal people do this. Have you ever heard of swinging? But she said he could be in the other room. She told me that he could be in the other room. I got approached twice in my life. She said we can either pay you a little something too for your troubles. You know what I'm saying? She said she want to be breeded. That's she said by a bull, by a wild bull. That's what she said. That's her fantasy. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, people are down with this right here. It's not just this. Listen, when I started hearing about these freak offs, I heard about this before. This ain't nothing. That's why I don't judge Diddy on that. I don't judge him on that because he like do a little freak and this and that. I'm not judging him on that because he got money, he power, he got money. That's what they like. You see what I'm saying? But my old ass can't do it because I can't go more than 2 rounds. More than 2 rounds. You better have the AC on too, because I ain't doing it without no AC. Because he said they like to have it hot up in there. My ass to be sweating too. I'm no, not without no AC. I need to be comfortable. You see what I'm saying? But don't think I wouldn't have thought about it. I would have thought about it now. How much he offering? Look, man, yo, dog, we'll give you 15,000. Shit, y'all ain't gotta know about it. I said, and I gotta be what's her name? Or cat shit. I've been on thought about it. I'd have been on thought. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping a buck with y'all. I would have thought about it. I would have thought about that. I said, look, I can be with this beautiful woman and you gonna pay me for it? Listen, I got 2 rounds in me, bro. I got 2 rounds. I'm good for 2 rounds. I'm good for 2 rounds, yo. I'm good for 2 rounds, man. I'm good for 2 rounds, bro. I don't judge nobody on that. I don't judge nobody on that. But see, I'm not trying to be under the influence either. I might have had to be. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You know, you mean my ankles and stuff from playing football. You know, so like that. You know, so shit, if he had approached me on that, like if I worked for him, he said, yo, Max, I'm in a crunch, man. I said, what's up, D? What's up, P? Like, talk to me, because they call him P. Yo, P, talk to me. Yo, Max, yo, this is between me and you, man, but I need a hotel night, man. I ain't got nobody, man. You the only one. Yo, P, how? He said, yo, I'm trying to give you 10,000, man, to be with Cass. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I would have been like, yo, you gotta be kidding me, yo. And I would have said, yo, P, you ain't joining in it, are you? He'd be like, nah, Max, I'm not. I just want to watch. Bruh, I would have thought about it. I ain't lying to y'all, man. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck, yo. And y'all ain't got to find out. I'll keep it a buck, man. I'll be thinking about that. I'm like, yo, and you paying me cash? You paying me cash? Yeah, I'm paying you cash. Ain't nobody got to know about it. Bro, I would have thought about it, yo. I'm just telling y'all that. And what's her name that was on the stand? She easy on the eye, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. She on that stand looking good. I would have thought about it, man. I sure would have. I said, yo, D, I'm like, yo, P, if you give me 30,000, I got a vivid imagination. We can I can set up a whole scene for you. I act like I'm the police officer coming to arrest her ass. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I know people are like, oh man, he trifling, blah blah. You can think what you want, yo. You ain't gotta know about it. You said even with no. See, I would need to protect myself. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to protect. That's why I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. But I'm telling you right now, okay, whenever I get back to Virginia, I'm going to show you the club. There is clubs out here in New York, but I don't know where they're at. There's a club in Virginia. It's a regular building, but you hear music coming out of it. You see people going in, but the windows are blacked out. Okay? You can't see inside of there, but you know that there's music going on. It's a swingers club. Listen, I don't give a damn about being filmed. I would be funny with it. I'll be like, what's his name with it? I'll turn into a comedy session. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking so much shit. I'll be like, what's his name? I'll be like Wesley Pipes, man. I'll be getting my Wesley Pipes on, man. Talking shit to her. Like I'm Wesley Pipes, man. Okay? Shit, 10, 15,000, I would think about it, man. That 10, 15,000 enough to change my vibration. I don't know about y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have did that. I wouldn't have did that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're in that lifestyle, you will have business. You will have been. They don't give a damn how old you are. These people don't give a damn how old you are. Some of them don't give a damn how big you are. Just the fact that you a brother, that a brother is being with their wife. I'm telling you guys, I know about this. They don't give a damn. As long as you're a brother being with their, that's exciting to them. That's exciting to them. I'm telling you, I know people are out there like this. They are. No, I ain't no exhibitionist like that, Nandy. I'm just sitting up here joking with you. I ain't that much of an exhibit because he talking about he don't want no protection, nothing like that. And I got to sit up here and take all kind of pills. That I can't do. So he would have been mad with me. P would have been mad with me. Okay, P Diddy would have been mad. He's like, bro, man, you sitting up here, and then you ain't trying to do this. Nah, I'm not trying to do all the extracurricular, but I can see why um Cabral was excited. Look, he paying for your flight, and you got a hotel stay, and you get to be with her. What's better than that? You know, for some people that think that way. See, I can get into people's minds, and that's why I understand this stuff. I'm not judging him off this because the human mind is very, very tricky. We're still learning the human mind to this day on what make people tick. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. And I could see some of the women faces in there, guys. I was looking at some of the women faces in the courtroom when they were talking about, yeah, you know, he had to be the biggest this and biggest that, and he made me do. You should have saw them women faces, man. They said, wow. They was like, wow. And I'm telling you right now, they was like, they ain't gonna tell you that, but I can read people mind. I can read the face. They was sitting up there like, wow, this is crazy. Listen, I ain't saying all women think like this, so don't sit up here and nobody get tight over this. But some women got more vivid imaginations than men do. Okay, so I'm telling you, if you in a long-term relationship, you got to get creative with it. Okay, if that means that you got to sit up there in the kitchen while she cooking and do what you got to do with your Tim boots on, that's exciting to her. You got to have a little thug in you. You got to be a thug in the sheets, a gentleman in the streets. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they like about that. They like that. I'm telling you, I know. Listen, I'm almost 50. I know. I know. I'm almost 50. I don't live a long time. I already know. They like a little, you got to be a little bit of Tupac in the sheets and a gentleman in the streets. Okay? That's what they like. I know someone was low key fantasizing about that. I'm telling you, man, I know. And my simple ass was sitting up there thinking that ain't a bad deal, man, for Cabral. Shit, that's a lick, yo. See where I come from, you keep your licks on the low. But that was a lick. He ran up on a lick. That's what that was. Now you know some people gonna say, "Oh my God, I can't never." You better go ask your wife. You know what I'm saying? Because some women say, "Oh, I'm so bored and this and that." You better go ask her what she really like. Ask her. Ask her, yo. Ask her. They like a little bit of excitement and a little bit of role playing. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That's why you be seeing some of these women going for people ain't shit. Like, why is she with him? He ain't shit. He done did all type of time in jail because. Okay, just because. I'm telling you. I haven't seen the jury facial expression, Nanny. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to you because I'm not in the courtroom with Diddy. I'm in the overflow room. They don't let us see that. But I'm telling you right now, women will tell you they have fantasies, man. They got more fans than you do, man. They ain't gonna tell you. They ain't gonna tell you. But if you sit up, see, you gotta sit up there and talk to your woman. Like, what do you like? We need this. We need to spicing this thing up. I bet you they'd be receptive to you. I bet you they would. I bet you they will. As long as you don't tell nobody, they cool with it. I don't live long enough to know. Okay. I don't live long enough to know. I remember my ex, we had a fight over it. I said, look, I ain't no goddamn machine now. And I got a headache. Because I was having sinus problem. I had a headache. I came over her house. She said the Excedrin is on the table upstairs. Go upstairs, take your Excedrin. The AC is on and go to sleep. I'll be up there later. She said that to me. Because I said, damn, in my head. So she said, I know. Go up there. The Excedrin is up there. The AC is on like you like it, nice and cool. Go to sleep. I'll be up there later. You're not playing with me. Yesterday was my birthday. And what happened was we had got so lit on her birthday, we couldn't do nothing. We were so damn lit. And we took a cab home. I was so lit. I told him, I apologize, but I can't do nothing. I am lit. And the next day I had a throbbing headache. Came over. She said, listen, Excedrin, it's on the table upstairs. Okay, your water, your ice, you like your ice water, it's upstairs. Then go to sleep. I'll be up there later. You ain't no excuses today. No excuses. No excuses. I said, yeah, but I got to say no excuses. I'm making dinner. No excuses. Older women know what they want. They're not playing around. They don't got time to play games with you. They'll tell you what they want too, especially older women. They'll tell you what they want. That's why a lot of younger guys like older women. They don't got time to play no damn games. They know what they want. Okay? Especially if you got a little vivid imagination in you. Okay? So there you go. Guys, I might have helped you out. I might have helped your marriage out. I might have just helped your marriage out today by bumping my gums. Trust me. You got to appreciate your old lady. You don't stop and get off Instagram looking at them video models when you got your. If I got me old lady, I ain't looking at no more video models. I'm looking at her. Okay, you got to do that. You got to stay off Instagram liking these pictures. You got to you see that when you do that and stop looking at them adult films too. Just stop looking at all that and create your own films. Stop looking at that stuff. I'm telling you, stop looking at it. Stop looking at it and be into her. And I guarantee your relationship be happy as fuck. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, man. And make sure if she want to talk, you ain't always got the answers, but you can listen. They don't expect you to have the answer. They expect your ass to listen and not just actively listen. And I just helped somebody out today. I know I did. It ain't all about the physical, right? But that's a nice part of it. But it ain't all about the physical. It's mental. Remember I said that. That's why when the Punisher was on stand, he said a lot of his problems were mental. He's right. Sex is 90% mental. It's cerebral. But that's why you have to open up communication and have communication with each other and talk to each other and actively listen to her. And that opens up everything else. Remember I said that. And remember this, if you're still having a problem, take 2 aspirin and do some push-ups and go relax. You'll and thank me later. Remember I said it. Thank me later. Max, what's up with the 2 aspirin? Thins the blood out. Thank me later. Thank me later. And go do some push-ups. Then why you got to do push-ups and set-ups? Because to get the blood pumping. And go take a hot shower and thank me later. Okay? So there you go. I don't had OGs give me the birds and the bees already. So somebody needed to hear this. Somebody needed to hear it. And it will last, your relationship will last forever. Trust me. Okay, stop looking at them video models. Okay, watch this. See, sometimes when you looking at the video models and looking at adult films, you overstimulate it. So what you need to do is cut that out for about 2 weeks and see once your libido come back. Thank me later. Thank me later. And start talking to her. Actively want to know how her day is. Okay? You know how they say, oh, they don't appreciate us. I had to get out that mindset. That's not it. That's not it. It's just so many people is into instant gratifications for the internet now. You got to get off the internet if you got an old lady. Stop looking at the video models. And then what happen is your libido is going to come back. It's going to come back. This is all about touch and this is the mental. It don't have to be physical every time. It's all mental. Send her a text message when she at work. Okay? Talking about things you want to do. Trust me, man, it'll come back. It'll come back, man. So that's why when I'm looking at this stuff, I don't judge Diddy on that. The only thing I judge him on that he went a little overboard because they weren't down with it. They went a little overboard. Actually, I submit that they were down with it, but not all the time. The hotel nights that he was doing with his women, that should have been on special occasions. so he can build up. It would have been even more intense if he let it build up. But see, they just wanted alone time with him. Every woman wanted alone time. They just being a woman. And he couldn't see that. Because he's so addicted, he wanted his hotel nights. He wanted all the time. They would have did it for him every now and then. Ain't nobody got to know about it. You see what I'm saying? And see, I think he low-key felt disgusted by them. He shouldn't have felt that they were trying to please him. He shouldn't have been disgusted by him. He the one wanted it to happen. So what he feeling disgusted for? You see what I'm saying? So like she said, she would have did every now and then because it's like taboo. It's just between them. But he wanted to sit there and OD off of it. Everything in excess is wrong. Moderation is key. So that's why unfortunately, they weaponized him. And like I said, I didn't get him here. He got to pay to get his way out. He trying to, because that lawyer bill is high, man. They get paid regardless of what happens. But they're trying their best, though. I must say, Nicole Westmoreland, Brian Steele, they're doing the very best. Tenny Garagos, Mark Agnifilo, Xavier Donaldson, they all doing their best. And I forget the other lady. They all doing and the other guy, I forget his name. There's two other lawyers, and they doing their best. They're doing their best. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, people have different things that gets them off, man. It's just different things, man. It's just, that's what I say. Whatever you enjoy in your bedroom is your business. I don't judge that. It's your business. Everybody has different things they like. Some people like feet. They like feet, man. Some people like that. Some people like the talk. They very want to have communication. They want to talk erotically. If your old lady like that, you better start having a vivid imagination and give it to her. Because I told you about the Ramon situation. I already told y'all. Should Chantel know about the Ramon situation? Every woman got a Ramon in her life. Every woman do. It's AKA work husband. That's Ramon. Ramon is there when you mess up. Okay? Ramon is telling everything she want to hear. And Ramon is right there. Okay? Ramon. And you sitting up there, why is my old lady trying to step out? Because you ain't doing what you got to do. However you got your old lady, you got to keep doing it. Remember, y'all used to walk in the parks, hold hands, go on date night. You better keep doing it because that's how you got her. Because Ramon will do it. Ramon will do it. Go ask Ramon. Ramon will do it. J Boss said, I like other men. Well, whatever you like, it applies to any lifestyle, J Boss. It applies to every life. If you got your boyfriend, however your boyfriend got you, J Boss, he got to do that to keep you. It applies to everybody. We don't discriminate over here. J Boss, you already know me already. We don't discriminate over here. Whatever your boyfriend likes, he got to keep it. He has to keep you that way. If he sit up there, hold your hand, this and that, tell you this and that, that's how he got to keep doing it throughout the duration. And he got to stay off Instagram too. It applies to everybody. It applies to everybody. Now, granted, us human, we make mistakes, but we learn from our mistakes. There's always somebody in them DMs waiting for a chance to take over. Whether you want to call him Dexter, he could be Dexter. Okay? Okay? It could be Dexter because Dexter in the DM just waiting. I know how it go down in them DMs. I know how it go down. And see, here's another thing, guys. Stay out of your woman's phone. Okay? Because that's what got Diddy in trouble. He went in her damn phone. I don't know why the hell he in her damn phone. He went in her phone and found out she had a Ramon. Kid Cudi was her Dexter. Okay? That was Dexter. He knew she was with Diddy. You think Ramon cares? Ramon, listen, that was her work husband because they were doing it in studio together. He knew she was with him. Okay? The world know that. Talking about he didn't know. Yeah, he did know. He'd sit up there and lied on that stand talking about he didn't know. He did know. But he was Ramon. Okay? It goes down in the DMs now. That's why you stay out of your woman's phone. Stay out of your phone. Stay out of her phone. That's her business. You ain't her damn father. Stay out of her phone. You supposed to be her partner, not her father. She only got one father. You ain't got to sit up there and be her father. She a grown ass woman. She want to have Ramona in her DMs. See, let me tell y'all something real quick. She might fantasize Ramona in her DMs, but that getting her nice and saucy for you. See, every woman want to be desired because Ramon desire her. So that's why she entertain them in the goddamn DMs because you ain't desiring her. Okay? But if you desire, she ain't gonna be in them DMs. I'm telling y'all that's what it is. But stay out of the damn DMs. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, stay out of the goddamn DMs. Okay? Now, if she want to sit up there and have a polyamorous lifestyle, if that's what she like, you're gonna have a communication with her because maybe you have to get down. If you love her, you might have to get down with it. She might want to be polyamorous. It's good. See, women can be polyamorous too now. Don't start tripping and think only men can be polyamorous. No, women can do it too. Okay, you have to respect it. If that's what she want to do, you got to respect it, or you got to respect it with a K, or just leave. If you can't deal with it, leave. But she gonna eventually tell you, like, look, man, I like to entertain other people. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you love and you understand it, you might be down with it. Like, look, you can entertain, but I can entertain other people too. She might be let you do it. So everybody got something that makes them tick. You know, you can't judge them on that. Everybody has something. Now, I'm particularly not in agreement with that, but you know what I'm saying? Especially if you got a long distance relationship, as long as I'm like this, if I got a long distance relationship, right? If I'm in your city, it's about me and you. I don't know what you doing here. I don't care to know what you're doing. As long as I'm in your city, it's about me and you. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be asking your business and this and that, how many bodies you got. Well, how many bodies you got, sir? It goes vice versa. If you're gonna sit up there and ask about her bodies, then you gotta tell about your bodies. It's vice versa. So don't ask and don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. Okay. So if a woman, see guys, get out of this shit. She's a grown ass woman. She do what the fuck she want to do. But as long as y'all together, y'all together. That's how it works. See, we out of the situation now where women don't got no power. Women got power now. Women make more money than men. Okay? Women got power now. You got to treat them as equal. You got to. They got power. All the women I know, they all got money. Every woman I know got money. Every woman I talk to, they all got money. Every last one of them. They got money. They got money. But as long as you're willing to pay be Stedman Graham, they cool with it. Look at Stedman. He got Oprah. She billionaire. He played this position so many years. It goes both ways. Okay? Listen, it goes both ways. And let me tell you something, guys. Listen, with Diddy, they were down with him. They didn't care he had other women. They were, but when they wanted their alone time, that's what they wanted. That's what she wanted. She wanted her alone time. He should have gave it to her, and she would have gave him all his hotel nights that he wanted. But she needed what she needed. But see, the problem with him is he busy. He got a lot of businesses to run. He didn't have time. He really didn't. You know what I'm saying? He should have told her that, like, look, I really want to get you your quality time, but I don't have time. I got all these businesses I'm running. And he should have gave her that. Like, he shouldn't have did the hotel. Now, he should have gave her what he promised her. He promised her an international trip to Turks. That's what he should have gave her and been with her. And I guarantee you she would have gave him anything he wanted as long as she had got her quality time. You see? So that's how it works. Cassie the same way. Cassie wanted a little bit more, though. So he had to be honest with, like, look, Cassie, look, I can't give you what you want. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm not a one-woman man. I can't give you what you want. I'm sorry we had to do all this, but I'm gonna give you $8 million. You know what I'm saying? To part ways, but we still gonna be friends, and I always got you. He should have did that, and he wouldn't have been here today. I would give you 10 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you 10 million. You know what I'm saying? And write her a card. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I'm gonna give you this 10 million. You know what I'm saying? To keep up your lifestyle, and then whatever I can help you with professionally, I'll do it. And he wouldn't be in this situation now. Not only give her the money, he had to help her make money. Like, okay, I'm gonna hook you up with different things so you can have your own show, you know what I'm saying, your own reality show, something like that. I'm gonna help you out some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because you helped me all these years. Me and you were cool. You know what I'm saying? Me and you were cool. So he had to take that route, but he didn't take that route. Being that he didn't take that route, that's how we ended up here where we are now. That's pretty much it, man. Gave us some money. Like, look, we always cool. I know you moved on. We always cool, man. If you ever need me, I got you. He wouldn't be here now. He wouldn't be here now. He got enough money to have been done that. You know? And if you need some rehab, I got you. I got you on all that. See, that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? So he wouldn't have been there now. But you can't think you own people. That's the problem. You don't own people, man. You don't own people, man. I guarantee if he did that, she'd be like, all right, cool, man. We straight. And he, you know, she was just waiting for some, you know, for some acknowledgement for him to say sorry for what happened. Yeah, he is generous and cheap at the same time. He is. Because he'll give it, he gave her whatever she wanted. But the problem is, it's a lot of problems with it too. It's a lot of situations with it's a very complicated situation. He was very generous with his money. Just like what's her name wanted 15,000, he said 10. And you got to understand he's dealing with multiple people, so his money is stretching. Maybe that's why he did it like that. Who knows? Only he would have to tell us that. Yeah, the ego will get you in trouble. It will. You got to learn how to walk away from stuff, and you got to know how to say, let bygones be bygones and give us some money. Because the moment she came with that book, if you want to do this, give me the money, I would already knew what it was. I'm like, all right, let's negotiate. You want 20 million? Can I give you 10? Can I give you 15? And now I'm like, look, I respect that. Yo, let's negotiate. We're gonna make you a millionaire, but let's negotiate. I guarantee you a vibration would have changed. And she'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? All right, he got me, you know, we cool. We cool on that. And then I would have been like, I would have went a step further. If anything I can do professionally to help you, like get you a reality show or something, we can work on that. Because we can still break bread together. We can still make money. Because you got to understand something. She's an older woman now. She was young when she met him, but her mindset changed. You know what I'm saying? She wanted a little bit more. She wanted a family. And I'd be like, I can't give you that, but I can give you some money and I can help you. You know what I'm saying? Even her husband, he's like, yo, man, let me help y'all out. I think everything would have been smoothed over. But the damage was already done though. Unfortunately, because there was a lot of damage, you know what I'm saying? We have to acknowledge that. It was a lot of damage. She took a lot of abuse. If he hadn't put his hands on her from the very beginning, this would have ended a different way. It would have ended a different way, but he was too abusive. And that's something that he's sitting there in his chair. He has to learn from that. You can't be abusive with people mentally as well. Because with the Jane Doe, he was mentally. They may not have been asking the right question. They should have been, listen, bro, you're going to have to pay me. You got to pay a sister. Okay, because I know where the bones are buried, so you got to pay me. Maybe she should have went that route, but she did it with her lawyer, though. She did do that, but it went public. But let me tell y'all something real quick. I'm not judging Cassie for her past. I'm not. She's not that person now. She's a mother. She's a wife, and she's a mother now. She's not that no more. Everybody redefine themselves at any. You can redefine yourself at any moment in life. You can redefine yourself. It's just mental. If you tell yourself you're another person, you are another person now. So we ain't judging her for that. We ain't judging the other one for that either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I don't. I don't. They were a lot stronger. But let me just say this. Them women were a lot stronger than he thought they were. That woman on the stand is strong. You know how strong she got to be on that stand right now and let everybody know her business. You know, she's strong. She's stronger than he thought. Those are the type of women he need in his corner. Fuck, yo. Them the type of women that he need around in his corner. That's strong like that. But you're not supposed to abuse them though. You got to respect it, and they would have helped him. They would have helped him. You know how they say you got to have a great woman on your side to make you go to the next level. It's true. Didn't Dr. King have Claretta? Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. You got to have that. It's a balance in life. They were stronger than he thought they were. They were. He was just playing around, and you know everybody get tired. Cassie got tired, man. She ain't want to deal with it no more. She got tired, which is understandable. But no, I don't judge her for all that. That's neither here nor there. What is she doing right now? She a mother. You know what I'm saying? And doing what she got to do. Ain't nobody judging them off that. Ain't nobody judging them off that, man. That was something he liked to do, not them. He the one like to do all that. Yeah, like Jonathan Majors got Megan Good. He got the right one in his corner now. But see, one thing about her is she boss. She's a boss though. If you see what she do in her personal life, she's straight up boss, yo. She ain't gonna get buffaloed around. She said, I'm gonna support you and bring you back up, but you're not gonna treat me like that. You know what I'm saying? He got a straight up boss, man. Straight up. And it changed his whole vibration, man. You gotta respect them. You gotta respect your spouse, man. Whether it's your girlfriend or not. You know what I'm saying? Women can upgrade you. They certainly can. Yeah, they can upgrade you overnight. A woman could upgrade a man overnight. Overnight. Just by talking to him. That's just how it is, man. Every woman I know I talk to is they all about something. Every last one. Every last one, man. They definitely don't need a man for their money. Most everyone I talk to, they don't. Definitely don't, man. They all done been all over the world, by themselves. All over the world. But you gotta understand in this day and age, it gets a little complicated when dating. So you can't trust everybody. So it's a little complicated. That's what my friends be saying. Especially the ones that got children. It's very complicated. Very complicated, man. It's just the way it is, man. It's the way our world is set up now. Just the way it is, man. It's complicated with Diddy's situation. He's having a human experience just like us. He just made a lot of bad decisions, just like everybody. But he just had a lot of money to make a whole lot of bad decisions, you know? So he got addicted to the lifestyle, man. He got addicted to the lifestyle. Now some people say Young Miami, she ain't do this and that, but I mean, they may have had an understanding though. She may have known that's what he liked, but they had an understanding, and she might have been down with it. They had an understanding, but from my understanding, they ain't date that long. They really didn't. But she liked him. I think she was the one. It was either her or the other girl. I remember they was on Facebook Live one time. This was during the vid. She was like, "Yo, you kind of cute." She was hitting on him. You could tell he wasn't used to that. He said, "Oh yeah, my hair. I'm trying to get it a certain way." She said, "No, you really cute like that." She said that to him. You can see how he was like kind of getting uncomfortable. She was kicking it to him. So a woman like that, she may have had an understanding with him. You know what I'm saying? And she was doing her own thing. She had her own thing already. So she ain't need his money. So he may have treated her differently. It's complicated. So You said women just have to have adult communication again, men and women, right? Yeah, man. It's just you gotta get offline, man. You gotta get offline to do that. I know a friend right now. She into this guy, but he can't stay off Instagram. He can't stay off Instagram. She asked him, "Why you gotta stay on Instagram all the time?" He can't answer her because he addicted to it. He addicted to it, and he a young guy too. But she old school with it, so she be trying to work with him. You know what I'm saying? She trying. He can't stay off Instagram. I mean, he ain't even on there for business. I can see if he's a content creator. He's not a content creator. He just liking all the booty models. Now my Instagram is trifling, but I'm single though. But I can quickly get off if I'm not. Quickly get off. Yeah, my Instagram is trifling. Somebody mentioned that to me. They went and looked at my followers. They said, "Damn, Max, yo, you need another Instagram." I said, "Why? Your Instagram is trifling." I said, "What are you talking about? Like, you follow everybody. Like, you follow, it's just trifling." I said, "I don't follow everybody. I don't." She said, "Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you be liking their pictures too, because I be seeing your name. You be liking their pictures." I said, "You be looking at that?" Like, yeah, everybody else is looking at it too, just to let you know. I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, they ain't gonna tell you. But they looking at you. They're like, you trifling." That's what my homegirl said to me. You trifling. And I was like, "Well, really?" She's like, "Yeah, we judge you on that." So I'm getting judged on it, folks. They say you be breaking your neck. We be seeing you in your car breaking your neck, talking about you looking for a part. Breaking your neck. You just be breaking your neck. I said, "Don't be breaking my neck." Um, yeah, I don't be breaking my neck. Yeah, the social media part for men, you got to get off social media because it's messing you up. Because that's what my homegirl's saying. Damn, I'm trying to get his attention. His ass on Instagram liking these booty model pictures. She said he on Instagram or TikTok daily. I said he must be a content creator. She said he not. Because content creating is like a job. It's like a low key job. You can take time off the job, right? Yeah, you said, "Max, you can't believe that." Yeah, my Instagram is trifling. It is. But you don't got to go look at who I'm following. You don't got to do all that. But people do. And they say they go on their profile and see I'm liking all their pictures. I'm like, damn, y'all crazy. Yeah, men judge. It's vice versa, man. It is. Women have a lot of they have a lot of options because people in their inbox, they have a lot of options. So they always looking for the best option. A lot of women like that too. They looking for the best option. And it's all because people on Instagram, they don't put their lows on Instagram. So it's kind of not it's not real. Instagram is not real in that aspect. So, but hey man, it is what it is, man. It's entertainment for people at the end of the day. You said Instagram, you get it's from scammers. Yeah, you gotta be careful with them scammers. You gotta be careful, especially somebody look like Ramon Saint Jacques in your Instagram. You gotta be careful because it could be somebody scamming on you. You thinking it's a whole Ramon Saint Croix in your Instagram, and it's a damn scammer from Nigeria in your damn Instagram or Philippines. They got scammers out there too. Yo, y'all ever heard about this gigolo? He got arrested. It's a brother. He had all these women sending him money, yo. He was real. His pictures were real and everything. But he was telling them, like, yeah, I'm gonna come see you and we're gonna have a good time. And they think they don't found him a Dexter. One woman paid for his flight and everything. She paid for his flight, gave him 10 stacks. She did. She gave him 10 stacks, gave his airfare. He talking about he don't feel good. He can't get on the plane. He don't feel good. She's like, well, what happened? I don't know. I had to go to the emergency room. I don't feel good now. Just to take that woman money. And she was sitting up there. She had the hotel ready and everything. She was ready, like Stella, to get her groove back. You see what I'm saying? She was like Stella to get her groove back. And he talking about he don't feel good. So be careful out there because a lot of scammers out there trying to take your money. She thought she was going to sit up there and have a hotel night. You see what I'm saying? And he's sitting up there scamming her. And then she can't tell nobody. What's she gonna go tell her homegirls that she don't gave this dude 10 stacks? She felt embarrassed by it. But what happened was he was doing it to multiple people, and his ass don't got caught up for scamming now. Crazy out here, man. Y'all be careful, ladies. Ladies, be careful now. You think you don't found the Dexter in your Instagram? That next you know, let me hold something. Now he don't be like, let me hold something now. And you gonna let him hold it because you got you into the fantasy. You don't got Dexter and all that in your fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Think you don't met a Dexter. And then you don't gave him about 8-10 stacks. Maybe gave him 1,200, maybe 800. You know what I'm saying? Maybe gave him about $400, whatever you gave him. And now he's sitting up there scamming, talking about he don't feel good. He can't get on that plane after you don't sit up there trying to flew him out. Yeah, women be flying people out too now. Don't think so. Don't think so. Got to be flying people out. And we see it on Instagram. This woman flew this, had paid for the dude airline ticket, and he don't want to get physical now. She want to get physical. She don't have the hotel and everything set. And he talking about he want to play video games. She ain't coming in to play no video games, man. And he sit up there. He scammed her. He scammed her. That's what he did. He told her he was 6'5". When he showed up, he 5'6". You see what I'm saying? He sat up there and scammed her. But she was still, okay, he here, man. We gonna at least do something. Because at least he here. We got to at least do something. He ain't even want to do nothing. Crazy, man. But guys, let me get out of here, man. I got to go. I don't bump my gums long enough. I'll catch y'all a little later, man. Thanks for joining. I'll catch y'all later.